This episode of the This Is Reportage podcast is sponsored by PicTime. If you've ever listened to the podcast before, you'll know that I love PicTime. Really professional looking galleries, which are super easy to customize. Great sales automation tools that mean I can run discounts and sales. The ability for clients to design and create their own albums, inbuilt slideshows, and a team behind it that are always adding new features, such as their recent new mobile app. The app is a fab new addition to what PicTime already offer. With it, you can easily access your galleries on the go, preview how galleries look to clients, and even post directly to social media, such as a slideshow directly to your Insta stories or images directly onto the grid, with other social networks available too. Head to pic-time.com to find out more. There's a free 30-day trial, and new users can also get one bonus month when upgrading to any paid plan with the code ThisIsReportage. Hi and welcome to episode 138 of the This Is Reportage podcast. My name is Alan Law. I am the founder of This Reportage and the Reportage family, and I'm a photographer too. Honoured to be joined by our This Is Reportage Overall Photographer of the Year for 2023 today, the one and only Hollie Mateer. Not only was Hollie our POTY on our wedding site, but she was also the #1 UK family photographer on our sister site, This Is Reportage Family. And we talk about both documentary wedding and family work on today's episode, including the moment she found out she had won Overall Photographer of the Year on TiR, the story behind her unique Chess Reportage Award, how she captured her Emergency Family Award, why it's important to not only show the good times when it comes to family photography, photographing fellow TiR-member Chelsea Cannar's wedding and winning a story award with it too. How she came to work alongside her husband, the fab Hollie Mateer. Why she loves the food at weddings, both from a hunger and photography perspective. A Netflix synopsis game and so much more. Just a couple of things from me before we get on to Hollie. I recently announced my first ever workshop in Italy, which I'm really excited about. It's also my first ever 2-day workshop, and it's going to be on the 19th and 20th of March in beautiful Tuscany. Kindly hosted by the fab Fabio Marula in his studio, who I've interviewed on the podcast before, actually, back in episode number 14. My workshop is all about my documentary approach, and I cover everything, from the shooting to the business side and everything in between. The addition of the extra day means I'm also going to be able to offer photo critiques and personal feedback for the first time too. For more details and to book, head to alanlawphotography.co.uk. At the time of this episode's release, the brilliant Doc Day is just a few days away on 20th of February, and I'm going to be there with my mic to record another special podcast episode. If you'd like to be on it, be sure to seek me out. You can check out the episode from last year's Doc Day if you want to get even more in the mood. It's episode 125. Doc Day itself is just a brilliant, brilliant event. It's the documentary wedding photography conference held in Dublin, Ireland each year and created by Annie and Kevin Kafash. I think about 170 photographers or so are coming to this year's event, which promises to be the biggest and best yet. Really can't wait. Not sure if there are any tickets left, but if there are, you can grab one at docday.international. Hopefully see you there. Right, over to Hollie. Hey Hollie, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good as well. Yeah, really good. Nice to hear your voice. And how's things with you? The beginning of 2024. What's the weather like up there with you? Because where are you? You're up north, aren't you?
Yeah, just outside of Hull. We've
cool.
got a lot of rain at the moment. It's very dull. Always dull in Hull. But yeah, no, busy with the children, really. It's quiet with work, catching up with editing and things like that. I've only got a couple left. And then I'm all caught up.
That's good going. That's good going. Have you shot any weddings yet so far this year?
No, not yet. Patrick's got one on Saturday and then I've got one the week after. So
okay.
it's nice and steady.
Separately? You're not shooting together?
No, I guess this time of year it's harder for childcare and they're just sort of small weddings. So it's nice just to ease ourselves back into it.
That is good, isn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. I haven't shot. I think my last wedding was in October or so, and I've got one this Saturday. And it's like, man, I've totally forgotten what to do. What do we do, Hollie? What do we do?
I know we've been saying the exact same thing, but at least you've missed out on all sort of winter weddings.
Yes, that is true.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're trickier, winter weddings are. I'm quite happy not having loads of winter weddings. It's all good. I like it. Yeah. Hollie, I was going to say though. I was going to mention the weather down here. Actually, if anyone tunes in just for the weather update, which I'm sure maybe loads of people do. It's quite nice in Cornwall. Actually, it's all right.
Ooh, lovely.
Yeah, I like you. It's always dull in Hull. That is good. It's not going to go down that well, this podcast in Yorkshire, Holly.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I love your accent, by the way. I have to say, I love
Thank
your
you.
accent.
Well, apparently it's been named the sexiest accent, hasn't it? By, was it Timothy Chalamet?
Oh, yes, I saw a little report on that, actually. That's funny. I think it's, I don't know about sexiest. I think the Brummie accent is up there, but.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say anything about the Hull. I don't have a Hull accent because I'm not actually from here, but I'll claim that.
You've got a Yorkshire accent, though, haven't you? Is Yorkshire?
Yeah, a bit of one, I think.
Yeah, cool. I mean, and Yorkshire accent's like super friendly accent. I love that accent.
Yeah, everyone's lovely around here. I can't complain.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I went to uni at Bretton Hall. It's on the Yorkshire Sculpture Park, just outside of Wakefield. Yeah, and that was really nice. I remember all the kind of the people in the canteen and always calling us flour and stuff, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So Holly, anyway, I have to begin this obviously by saying a huge congratulations for becoming the This Reportage Overall Photographer of the Year for 2023, which is just an incredible achievement. Yeah, what was it like winning that?
Quite unbelievable. I'll say thank you, obviously. But yeah, it was something I never really saw myself winning. I mean, we've been entering from the beginning, and I know it took a couple of years till we actually got our first awards, and then sort of we started hoping that would make the top 100, and then as years progressed we made it further and further up, but I didn't actually see it ever being a possibility that I would be named the winner. So I mean, it's lovely, and it'll definitely be something that we're happy for forever, really. It's great.
Oh, it's so cool, and it's so deserved, Holly. It's just awesome work. You just nailing it. And I mean, the first collection of 2024 just came out like yesterday for weddings and family today when I'm recording this. And you've won in both those again. It's just like you're so consistent, so just consistently great. It's awesome. It's so cool. You should be so proud. And yeah, it's just awesome. It's really cool. And I just have to say, I love it. And if people haven't seen this, I did put it on the TIR Instagram, but the actual video where Holly finds out she kind of won. Can you tell us about that in case people have not seen it?
Oh gosh, yes. We went to a little cafe in Hull that we like to go to do some work and sort of editing and things like that. And obviously we knew, well, that it was going to be announced, seeing all the awards and things like that. And we sat having breakfast, and Patrick sort of got his phone out, and I was thinking, what are you doing? And he started to record, and we got the emails through, and he started reading it aloud to the whole cafe. I feel embarrassed now trying to remember actually. So, but yeah, announced it to the whole cafe. Everyone cheered, and it was really lovely. I think I nearly cried. Patrick had tears in his eyes when he was reading it. So that was really lovely, because obviously we're really, really happy for each other whenever we win these awards.
That's so nice. Yeah, that is so nice. And that video, honestly, I just love seeing that video. I think I've watched it about 20 times. I think it's awesome. I love it. I was going to say, if anyone's listening now, I've got to stop saying if anyone's listening now, because, you know, they're hearing me say this. And so anyway. But yeah, dude, I'll put it again on the Instagram story, that video, I think, and because you've got to check it out. At the moment there, Holly has definitely confirmed that she's the overall TIR photographer of the year, and it is such a big title. I mean, obviously, I'm biased by running TIR and things, but it is such a huge deal because you know how difficult it is. There's so many entries. It's so difficult. It's such a big thing. Sorry, go on.
It really is. So it is really difficult. I mean, obviously, we've entered lots of awards over the years and things like that. And This is Reportage is one that we get continuously excited for. And even if we don't pick up awards, it's still really nice to see our friends, because we've made a lot of friends throughout this Reportage community. And it's just lovely. It's such a nice community. And it's, whether you win or lose, it's just nice to be a part of it.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so nice. I'm not paying Holly any money for her to say that, by the way. No, but it's cool. It's true you saying that, because and just recently with the awards that have just come out, yesterday and today, I see like you guys commenting on other people's and other people's commenting on yours and stuff, and it's so lovely to see. It's so, you'd think with maybe how difficult it is to win that that it'd be like cutthroat competitive, but it's not. It's a really friendly community out there. People supporting each other. And I just love that. It's Yeah, really cool. And I mean, the overall award that you've won, though, it's just another one added to your massive accolades. So you've got your Rangefinder 30 Rising Star, TWIA overall winner. It's mad. What's the secret, Holly? Everyone's at home now listening in. Like they got their notebooks out. What is the secret? How do you do it?
Oh, just be true to yourself. Something inspiring like that. I don't hard work. I mean, it's really helpful having my husband Patrick. We sort of help each other develop and learn, and it's really nice to have that to bounce off each other constantly. But again, the community as well. There's always people we talk to, even when entering the awards. We all share what we could be entering, things like that. And it's just I'm still learning, still open to learning new things. And
you're so modest and humble, Holly. You're so modest and humble. You should be just selling one preset. That means there's a guaranteed win with a preset.
Yeah. I'm sat here blushing. My face is so red.
No, I think I read somewhere that was the reason why you put that video up in black and white when you found out you won. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. And you mentioned obviously working with Patrick. So yeah, and you said you're not competitive with each other then? Do you never you have a little kind of internal competition with each other about who's going to win the most awards in the year?
Maybe a little bit, just playfully, but yeah, it's fun. It's never aggressive.
Oh, no, that's good. And you're in control of all the editing, aren't you? So can you just put some black lines through Patrick's submissions or something?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't tell him.
No, that's true though, isn't it? Is that how you do it? So you generally work together for most of your kind of bigger weddings, is that right?
Yeah, we shoot as many as we can together. Again, it just depends on childcare because we've got three boys. We shoot as many as we can together, and then some separately, but I do all the editing, and then we go through it together just to make sure it's perfect for our clients, and then we go through it again sort of with a little we go through it again to sort of pick out the ones we think we might enter to awards, and then just go through them and just make sure they are up to scratch when we are entering. But it is again teamwork.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure. So you're there doing all the hardware editing, and is Patrick just sitting back with a pipe and slippers and things as you're?
Yeah, he wishes. I mean, he does a lot with the boys. He handles all the admin and all the speaking to clients because I'm not great at that.
Oh, I know. Cool.
That's the background.
Oh no, that's good. And I guess I'm only joking now. I know you two both work so much in your business, and I think the benefit of just having the one person editing must keep it really consistent as well. Anyway, so yeah. I think that's really good. And you always submit to TIR weeks and weeks in advance, don't you? You never leave it near to the deadline.
Oh, honestly, I don't think this last. Sorry, I'll start that again. Well, we always say we'll enter in advance and we'll get ready and we'll have no panic, no rush or anything like that. And with the January one, we thought, I know, we'll get a head start. We'll start entering. Patrick got all his a week before, I think. And then I was still doing mine sort of within that last half an hour to spare. But every other time we have been entering right up until sort of 11:59.
Holly!
It is like that for everything. It's awful, but it seems to work.
Yeah, well, it is working. It is working. That's funny. It's funny because if anyone's a member of TI, if you're listening in, you know that I do send a lot of reminders and things and telling people don't leave it to the last minute, but still, so many people do. It's funny.
It must be a photographer thing.
Yes, I think it is. I mean, I can appreciate that myself as well. We do things at the last minute, don't we? It's just, it's the way it goes. And Holly, whilst we're on the subject of you winning everything under the sun, as well as being our overall photographer of the year on our wedding site for 2023, you also became the #1 UK photographer for 2023 on our family site, this Reportage Family, and 10th in the world, which is an amazing achievement as well. So many congrats for that. Can you tell us more about the family side of your business? How you got into that?
I think really during lockdown, obviously we have so many cameras and we couldn't shoot weddings. And I think our youngest was about 2. Harrison, well, I say youngest, but he's Xavier is Patrick's son. He lives with his mum half the week. So he was staying there most of the time during lockdown, and we had Harrison, who was 2. So I just started photographing him, really, just trying to capture as much of his little life as I could. And I really fell in love with that. I don't think I'd taken many photos before family, just because we were so busy with weddings. I feel like as a photographer, sometimes you do forget. You just think, oh, that's for work. Take it to work, and you forget to get them out and capture just life around you while you're at home. And then we had Hugo, and I just continued, and then sort of weddings started back up again. And a couple of people, I think previous wedding clients, had said, can I have some family photos? And I thought, I'll give it a go. And it was really well received. I think I've been doing it properly now for about a year, so I'm still relatively new. But I really love it. It's just so nice to be able to capture children as they are growing up, not sort of telling them to look at a camera or anything like that. It's just the same as we do weddings.
That's cool. Yeah, I was going to ask, are you approaching it really exactly the same way as you do in your weddings, so not posing them at all?
Yeah. I love it. Sorry. Yeah. Can you?
No, it's all good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's fab. And is it something that you're going to kind of carry on with alongside the weddings?
Yeah, I've got quite a few bookings already for this year. I'm hoping to get some day in the life shoots. I guess because I have been so busy with weddings, I've not put my full attention into the family photography side of things. But I'm really hoping to push that this year. I've actually just taken 2, which is really lovely because it's usually the other way around. But 2 of my family clients have booked me to do their weddings now.
Ah, that's so cool, isn't it? Because you do, I think, stereotypically in my head, I do think of a lot of wedding photographers getting family work from their previous wedding clients, but I've not really thought that it'd be maybe going the other way around as well.
Yeah, me either. And it's just so nice. So I've got one of those that's coming up this year, and then they booked yesterday, and it's actually for 2026, which is nice. But
Gosh, yeah.
I really loved their photos, and they said they came to me immediately once they booked their venue. So it's really nice.
That's really cool, isn't it? That's really cool. 2026. Wow, is that going to be like a wedding venue on Mars or something? Or
I think so. But they really loved the venue, and they didn't want to miss out on getting it. So I guess quite quickly. But
really that makes sense. That's cool. And you've got a different name for your family side, aren't you? So you're the Wild Child Photographer?
Yes, and that name came from my son Harrison because he is my little wild child.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, they're really cool. And it's so cool. It's cool how you're just so good at both, Hollie, as well. I mean, you're just nailing it. It's just so cool. And it was lovely that you came to the Christmas party recently in December and celebrated with us. I love that. Thank you for coming down. And it's a long way.
It was really lovely. It was so lovely to meet Oni as well.
Oh,
Lots of photographers. I was a bit too nervous to sort of go up to loads of people and say hello. So I was sort of stood at the bar, but people kept coming over, and it was so nice to chat to people. Obviously, you see so many photographers work online, and then to like put that to their faces, it was just really, really lovely. It's such a nice thing that you're doing.
Oh, cool. Thank you for coming. It's awesome to have you there. It really was. And we had the overall family photographer of the year there as well. So you're both there, which is super cool to have.
That was amazing.
Yeah, really, really nice. And I'll be seeing you again later in the year. You're speaking at 9 Dots, aren't you, later this year?
Yes, I am. I'm getting all these things out of the way to sort of practice for it. I've decided this year is going to be my year of saying yes to things rather than putting it off constantly.
I think that is a good approach. It is a good approach. I mean, I get scared, and as people have heard on the podcast before, I do get nervous and anxious about so many things. But I think saying yes is generally good. Good things generally happen, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I feel nervous doing this, and it's kind of making me regret winning Wedding Photographer of the Year, but I'm doing it.
It's making you regret because you're on the podcast. Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
I think I'm doing all right.
You're doing great. It's so cool. So you're doing great. Really good. Have you been practicing your talk for 9 Dots already? Or are you going to leave that a bit later? It's months away yet, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got quite a while to practice. I've got some notes and a rough idea around what I'm going to be doing. I've got a lot of work to put into it just to make sure everyone enjoys it and takes something from it. But I'm really looking forward to it. As nervous as I am, I think it'll go well. And it's just so nice because obviously, again, 9 Dots community, it's just full of friends, really, isn't it? And so many people said they're going to be sat in the front row supporting me.
Or heckling you.
Yeah, absolutely. Look forward to it.
Oh, you'll be great, Holly. You'll be great, and I'll be there, and I won't be heckling as well. It'll be great. Because you were due to talk, weren't you, at Nine Dots a couple of years ago, weren't you, with Patrick?
Yeah, I was, and we'd got all our talk ready. I was so nervous about that, mainly leaving most of it to Patrick. But there was sort of like a nasty, cold COVID type superbug going around, and my youngest got it, and then I woke up and I had no voice. I was trying to speak to Patrick on the phone. I was like, I'll still try and come. Couldn't get my voice out. And then both of the boys were really unwell. I was unwell. And I just sort of said, good luck. You're going to have to do it on your own. And hopefully he smashed it, because obviously I've not actually seen that.
Oh, he was great.
Oh, lovely. People did say lovely things. And I just wish I was like there as well to hear it, or it was recorded or something. But
yeah, you would have been so proud to have seen him. But
maybe he'd been dropped last minute, having to sort of think how to do it on his own, when obviously we'd been practicing to do it together.
Yeah, that's quite a big deal actually. But he nailed it. It was a shame you weren't there, but he nailed it. But now he's going to get the experience in reverse. He's going to be able to watch and support you this November.
Yeah, we've got babysitters all lined up, so we'll be able to come as well. So that's exciting.
That is good. In advance, I like it. You've got the babysitters in. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think there are tickets left for Nine Dots. So people, if you've never been before, if you have been before, it is super cool. It's super great in Nine Dots community. And I've been every year. Absolutely love it. It's a great lineup again this year. So David Scholes is talking again as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is. What a person to follow! I can't believe it. There's loads of amazing talkers, but I'm real pleased to be there with Dave.
Oh yeah, you're both going to be great. It's awesome. So TIR Overall Photographer of the Year and the TIR Storyteller of the Year, like together on the same bill. It's awesome.
They've done well, haven't they?
Yeah, no, they did. Like a crystal ball into that is really good, really good. And talking about really good, let's talk about one of your specific Reportage Awards, one of your wedding awards, which I personally love, and I know I've seen loads of comments from other photographers as well going like, wow, this is amazing. And it's the chess image. It's so good. Holly, can you tell us a bit how you captured that, what you were thinking, and maybe explain what the image looks like for anyone who hasn't seen it?
Yeah, of course. So my chess image is essentially a wide photo of what looks just like a chessboard, but it has got the silhouettes of the wedding guests in the background. And it's just sort of like a standout shot, which I don't think I've seen before in wedding photography. So it's really nice to have been able to capture that for this particular couple, because they had told us that they were big fans of chess. So for them to have that photo, I think it's nice.
That's really, they are a big chess. I guess that's why they've got a big chess thing at their wedding. Must be fans.
Yeah, it worked out well. So taking this photo. So I'd actually, I'll just start before I got that one. I'd actually taken another shot at this wedding, which is the fat face image. Oh
yes, yeah, that's an award as well.
It is, yes. And I'd just taken that photo. I'd been following that person around with that bag, thinking, who on earth brings a paper fat face bag to a wedding? And I'd hoped to be able to get it in an image, because you don't see that every day.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's listening, I mean, obviously they're listening, Alan. I've got to stop saying that. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. But that image, that is someone. So you've lined it up perfectly, haven't you? So they are stuffing their face with some kind of wedding food. Yeah, but they've got that fat face bag as well, so that aligns brilliantly. This is great as well. But sorry, yes, no, carry on.
So I'd obviously been photographing people having the canapes, and I just thought, I'll leave people a few minutes without me shoving my camera right in their face, because I love to do that. And I've walked around. It's on a vineyard, so it's quite hilly. And I just walked around to leave people to eat their canapes in peace. And I'd noticed the chessboard, and then everyone was just stood outside in a line, sort of enjoying that moment just after the confetti, enjoying canapes, champagne, as you do. And I just noticed that how it lined up looked like chess pieces. So I got quite low down. Obviously, that's not hard for me because I'm quite short anyway. And against the skyline, they were silhouetted, and it looked lovely. And as I'd taken that photo, I thought, I think I've got something pretty good. But I'd totally forgotten about it until sort of the next day when I was culling. Because usually I show Patrick my photos, we compare, because we were shooting that wedding together. And I was going through the photos, so I sent him a screenshot of it because he must have been downstairs while I was upstairs editing. And I'd said, what do you think of this? Is it okay? And I kind of heard him shouting up like, oh my God,
Oh.
tell me about this photo. So yeah, that's how I took that photo. I don't know if have I given you enough information?
Oh yeah, Holly, that's awesome. It's so cool. And yeah, and as you say, it is, I think you said right at the beginning of that it is something that you've not seen before. And yeah, I agree. I've not seen anything like that before. It's so cool just even to see that as an opportunity. I think I just, I wouldn't have even seen that as an opportunity to capture. So just have that insight. It's just so cool. It really is. And then the final images is just brilliant. Yeah. So you've got like the pawns on either side, the proper chess pieces, and then all the guests are kind of in the middle, as you said, silhouetted. They look like other pawns in it. It's so good. It's so good.
Thank you.
It's great. I've seen a few times oversized chess boards at weddings, and I've not got a shot anything like that in my portfolio. So
it just worked perfectly with the venue. I think with it being on a hill, it worked. Lining up was really just look, not look.
No, you see,
I'm just pleased it was on that wedding venue, and I was able to get that. I mean, I like to get quite low down for a lot of my photos, and it works.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. It changes the perspective, doesn't it? It gives it a different look that most people are not used to seeing the world. You mentioned you're a bit short, and then how tall are you?
I'm probably only just 5'3".
Okay, that's a nice height. That's like same height as Oni. That's a good height. It's a good height.
I think in the wedding photography world, it's quite small. I remember being at 9 Dots thinking, am I the smallest person in the room?
It's quite handy though, don't you think, for like documentary, being able to helps a bit in being able to get in close and around people.
Yeah, so if you want to win This is Reportage Wedding Photographer of the Year, just be small.
Don't wear big heels or big boots a bit.
Yeah, walk around on your knees.
That's funny. No, thank you for talking about that. I love that image. And people listening now, see, I didn't say if you're listening now. I said people listening now. Do head to thisreportage.com on the post that this on Hollie's podcast episode post, and I'll include that Chess Reportage Award there, which is just awesome, and one of my all-time favorite reportage awards. So yeah, super cool, Hollie. Hollie, let's change tack to like the bit that everybody actually tunes in for. You know what it's going to be.
Yes.
Have you been looking forward to this bit or dreading this bit?
I'm dreading this bit. But
really?
I mean,
okay.
Patrick's good at this kind of thing.
You'll be great, I'm sure. You'll be good. So yes, if you are tuning in for the first time, it's something that's just a bit of fun, just to mix up the chat a bit on the podcast. So we're going to do a little Netflix or other streaming service little pop quiz. There are 0 prizes. It's just for the kudos. So I'm going to read out a synopsis or a series. A synopsis of a series or a movie, and we're going to see if Hollie can get the title. And hopefully you enjoy playing along at home as well. So, okay, are you ready for your first one, Hollie?
I guess so. I am going to be terrible at this, so we'll just go with it.
Getting the disclaimers in, I like it. Okay. So I start off easier and it goes harder. So this is a bit of an easier one. Okay, you might be able to get this one. Okay. So it's a movie. So Barbie and Ken are having the time of their lives in the colourful and seemingly perfect world of Barbie Land. However, when they get a chance to go to the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of living among humans.
The Barbie movie.
Yes, Thank
you, Alan.
Well, I generally start a bit easier, so that it's topical as well. It's kind of recent. So that's good. Have you seen it?
Yeah, we just watched it at home recently. I'd like to watch it again. I loved how it looked.
Oh, is it look good? Yeah, I've not seen it.
Have you not seen it yet? Oh, you should watch.
I know, I should watch. We bought it for like my daughter when she had a sleepover, and they've watched it, so I've got it on like streaming thing. So I should watch it because I know I used to random a little bit. I used to love the song "Push" by Matchbox 20 like years and years ago. And doesn't like Ken in a band in the film, and he sings that or something.
Yeah, there's so many amazing songs in it. I love it just for that, really.
Oh, that's good. No, cool. I will check it out. I will watch it. Okay. Well, 1 out of 1. So
I'm not sure about that.
Oh. Alexa doesn't agree. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. You can ignore that. That's a funny one. Okay, 1 out of 1. Let's go on to your second one. So this one, I think you might also get, but we'll see. Okay, so this is a movie. It's an old movie. Okay. Lucy, along with her 2 sons, Michael and Sam, moved to a small town in California. Soon, the 2 boys are sucked into the mysterious and dangerous world of bikers, vampires, and vampire hunters.
Lost Boys.
Yes, boom. Well, it's one that I've seen as a kid, but I've never asked on this, so I haven't seen it in years. It's good though, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess I've not seen it for a few years, but it's one of my favourite films, one of Patrick's too. I'm going to have to watch it tonight now. Thank you.
You should, yeah. Oh, it's good you both like it. That's cool. See, 2 out of 2, Holly. This is great. It's really good. I haven't seen that since I was really young. I only really remember a bit. Don't they like drink like blood from wine? They don't know they're drinking blood or something from wine glasses or something. Is that
there's some amazing things. Patrick does often quote that you're eating worms, Michael, or maggots, something like that. We're gonna have to watch it tonight because I know he'll be on. When I tell him this, he'll quote it straight away.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, okay, so 2 out of 2, Holly. This is your third one. Now, this one is harder. I do the last one. It's harder. So this one's harder. This is a series. Okay, this is harder though. Okay, so Anna Kendrick stars in a fresh take on a romantic comedy anthology series about the journey from first love to lasting.
Oh, I don't know what this is. I don't think I've seen Anna Kendrick in these series.
Yeah, it's not like massively known, I think. Shall I tell you?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's called Love Life.
Love Life. Have you watched it?
Yes, but it's only been 2 series of it. She's all in the first series, and she's a bit in the second series. It's really good. I really recommend it. It's really, really good. Yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
It is on. I don't think it's on Netflix, but I think it's on Prime actually, or something.
Oh yeah, on Prime. We'll give that a watch. We'll put it on our long list of things to watch.
Cool. Do it. Good. Yes. Called Love Life. Great. Cool. Well, 2 out of 3, Holly, is really, really good. So well done.
Honestly, I'm over the moon. I'm almost as happy as I was winning Photographer of the Year.
Oh, you got to update your bio on your website now with 2 out of 3 on the podcast. That's funny. That is funny. Cool. Okay, let's go back to your photography, and let's talk about your origins, Holly. I don't mean your birth. I mean getting into photography. So I read you've done a few things beforehand, but you were a florist before getting into photography, weren't you, as well? And I just like how you went from that and to started working with Patrick and working together. How did it all begin?
Sorry, just clearing my throat.
Yeah, it's a big story.
Wait for the gap. So, I was training to be a florist, and I met Patrick on Tinder. So I hadn't really been doing photography. I hadn't had a camera. It was always something I wanted to do. I remember when I was younger, it was sort of like something I'd seen myself doing, just because I'd always sort of like artistic things like that, and I wanted to go to photography college, and I moved around quite a bit as a child. Sorry if I'm waffling a lot, but I don't even know where I'm going with this.
No, you're not waffling. It's all good, honestly.
So many things. I'm like, right, let me think.
Where did you move around from? Where are you? So you are from Yorkshire though, originally?
Yeah, I'm from Yorkshire. I've lived in Yorkshire all my life, but I've just moved around quite a lot. Okay. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how many houses I've lived in.
Oh, really? A lot, yeah.
Little villages in East Yorkshire, Hull, Bradford, and sort of basically just boomeranged around the place, backwards and forwards. But before we moved to Bradford, my mum had sort of said, "Oh, we can go here. There's a photography college. You could start there." And I was like, "Oh wow, amazing!" But it didn't ever happen, and we ended up moving back and things like that. So I hadn't really thought about it again. And then I'd got into floristry, which was lovely. The weddings and things like that, it's always been something that appealed to me. And then I met Patrick on Tinder, and he was a photographer, so that was quite cool. And obviously was
that a plus point? Did that help you swipe?
I think it did, because it's something creative, and then I thought, oh, that's lovely. I don't think I've met a photographer before. So did he have an awesome kind of like photo as well, because he's a photographer? Was it a great selfie? He did. He had a Super 8 camera actually, holding it with his bicep out, looking nice. At distance. So that for me. He was a wedding photographer. And at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, you do weddings?" Expecting him to do something more exciting, because as you do, you hear so many people that when they do photography, they don't see themselves doing weddings. But that was lovely. And because I worked all throughout the week and he worked weekends, I actually started going to weddings with him, and he'd give me a camera because I told him that I'd been interested in it and I'd like to learn and things like that. So I sort of started assisting him at weddings. And then apparently I had the eye for it, because when he's going for my photos, he'd seen some things that I've captured and really enjoyed it. And I guess it just went from there. I quit my job as a florist, started going to more weddings. I think 2017 really was when I shot my first not full year of weddings doing it, but assisting, attending weddings.
That's not long ago.
It's not long ago, really, when you hear some of these amazing photographers and they've been doing it sort of for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's mad, Holly, really. It's
2024 really was sort of my first full year of
2024, that's now.
Oh, 2024, 2023. 2023 was really my first full year of doing it, because since 2017, I'd either been pregnant or breastfeeding or maternity leave. So then returning, doing here and there. But yeah, last year was my first full year at it.
Wow, that's mad. That is mad. Your first full year and you win like a TIR Overall Photographer of the Year. That's pretty crazy, Holly. That's mad.
Yeah,
It's mad.
yeah, it is when you think about it like that, really.
Yeah, gosh. That's awesome. And so now you work virtually all time together on the day. Do you guys have like a set system? Does like one of you always do the bridal prep and the one do the groom prep if it's a man and a woman, or do you mix things up? Do you have like set bits that you always do like during the speeches and things, or is it very fluid? How do you guys work?
Yeah, I guess I always tend to do the bridal prep if it's husband and wife, Patrick the groom. We very occasionally switch it up a bit, just depending on location. I don't actually drive, so I like to get ferried about by people.
Yes, nice. So don't blame you. Don't blame you.
But other than that, I guess it's just really fluid. We tend to know where each of us is going to be, and it just works really nicely. It's not sort of like first shooter, second shooter. It's just we seem to avoid each other's shots as well. Yeah,
that's good. So, I mean, if it was going to be first shooter, second shooter, I mean, Patrick would be like the assistant now, wouldn't he? Anyway, to the TIR photography. Oh, you're loving that, Patrick. I know he must be listening at some point. It's gonna you gotta put those jibes in there. Got to do that. No, that's cool. And so you on the day itself, I think I always ask husband and wife teams this, but I'm going to ask it again as well. So you never argue on the day? You never like get a bit bratty with each other or anything?
No, not at all. I mean, well, as long as we're fed.
Okay.
I think sort of in the beginning, I remember getting a bit snippety once, but that's because they didn't feed me. They only brought out one supply meal.
Oh, between the two of you, that does suck.
Yeah, I don't cope well with hunger. But other than that, no, it's lovely. It's fun. I guess with us having lots of children at home as well, we don't tend to have any quality time. So going to a wedding together is sort of date night for us. We get to have fun, be creative, do the thing we love, and be together. It's really nice.
That is pretty cool, isn't it? Gosh, not many people. I mean, there's not many husbands and wives, or wives and wives, husbands and husbands can work together like that. And we are, that is. I was going to say we. I don't work with my wife only, but she works from home as well. She's got her own business. So I feel very lucky to be at home with her, like virtually all the time, apart from when I'm shooting weddings. And that's, I guess, similar to you two when you're shooting like that as well. It's lovely. And Holly, I do have to say, I love your use of the word snippety.
I don't even know where that came from. It's somebody used the word snippety.
No, I've never heard that word before, but I love it. Snippety. You only got snippety once. I love it. New words. No, that's cool. And whilst you mention of food, I think I've got, because I did read about this. So I'm going to ask you this. I think I know the answer anyway, but do you eat the canapes? I
do now, Alan, but honestly, it's taken me like 5 years. I didn't dare. I was always so scared to have a canapé, but now, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I get that kind of fear. I get that fear, but yeah, it's all good. But you like photographing people kind of eating the canapé as well, don't you?
I do. I love it. I think a lot of my favourite shots are of people eating. I don't know. I know brides and grooms now, when they book us, they will mention that, so they're all aware that is what I'll be doing, is getting up right in their faces as they're shoving food in, and I love it. It's fun. I mean, food is a big part of a wedding, isn't it? People
that's so true.
Into choosing what they want and
spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah, they do. So why not have photos of people enjoying it?
Totally. I totally agree with you there, Holly. And it's cool. Again, it separates you as well. And I know you're not doing that consciously to separate you from other people, but you're doing it because you love it. But it also does. It separates you from so many photographers out there who wouldn't, they always drop cameras or stop cameras when people are eating. So yeah, it's great.
I remember in the beginning shooting a wedding with Patrick, and obviously back then we were a bit more traditional. Not ever overly posy, but he was a photographer for 10 years before I met him. So that's just what he did. And we're putting the gallery together, and there's this photo of a bride shoving, I think it was like a quiche with cress, and it was all falling out her mouth. And he was like, we can't deliver that. So we didn't. And now we obviously did the opposite. It's quite funny.
Now it's like enter into the awards like first and foremost.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all just part of their day though as well. It is all part of their day. Yeah, definitely. Holly, let's go back to some of your family work, and I wanted to ask about one of your specific family reportage awards, and it's the emergency one. So it's a child with if anyone's not seen it, a child with a bandage around their head and the word emergency written on the road. Can you tell us more about that one?
Yeah, I can. So that's actually my son, Harrison. And I don't know about other photographers who have got children who also do family photography, whether they find it's quite difficult photographing your own children. It's different to photographing other families because obviously first you're a parent and photography comes after that. But I do always try to take a camera with me when I go out, and this was just a little trip to the park. I think I'd probably maybe taken about 2 photos that day, just because you are running around making sure they're not falling over or hurting themselves and things like that. It was as we're leaving the park, I was fastening my youngest Hugo into his pushchair, just clipping him in, and suddenly I heard this loud crack. And and then the scream, and it's obviously something that sends shivers down your body, and I'd not heard anything like that before. And I turned around, and Harrison was holding on to sort of this metal chain with his head on the floor, and he hadn't let go of it yet. So I sort of rushed over. It was only a couple of steps to the side of me, but he was so sad. And it's obviously I didn't think anything other than, oh my God, what do I do? I scooped him up. I was with my friend, and she handed me her denim jacket, and I put that on his head because there was a bit of blood coming from the back of his head. Oh. But once I'd managed to calm him down, he settled quite quickly, just cuddling in, making sure everyone's all right. I think I was panicking the most. I checked his head, and it wasn't too bad, but I knew I needed to take him to hospital to get checked out. So we got a taxi. In the back of the taxi, trying to scoop up my youngest and Harrison and put the pushchair in the boot. My way over to hospital, and we were in the waiting room for about 4 hours.
Oh God.
So it was loud, it was exhausting. And Patrick was on his way back from London photographing a wedding. So I was like messaging him saying, when are you coming back? I need you to come pick us up from the hospital at some point.
That must have been worrying for him as well.
Yeah. Patrick's quite a worrier as well. So I was like, oh, he's fine. Obviously, it's just we're all just tired now, and it's a stressful thing to go through. So anyway, he was seen. They glued him back up, shaved his head, glued him back up, put a couple of steri strips on, and gave him this amazing bandage. And he was so proud of that. He was just showing it off as he was coming out. Look at me, look how brave I've been. Absolutely covered in stickers, because as a parent, I would suggest to anyone who's got children, always have some stickers in your bag because they help for everything.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, it's a good tip. So I absolutely covered him in stickers whenever he felt sad, and just kept consoling him. And then we made our way out, and everything just seemed really calm. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to get my camera out, and I'm just going to take a photo because, the bad and the good, you want to remember all these things.
Sure.
He was just stood outside, kicking dirt with his shoes. Hugo was just stood next to me, and I just took that photo. There was no ambulances in the bay or anything like that, so you can clearly see the emergency sign, and it just worked really well. I guess before entering it to awards, my thing was thinking I can't really enter it to awards because I've chopped his feet off at a funny angle, and that's always something for me. I don't like cutting people off at their ankles or anything like that. But I did think, I'm going to give it a go because it means something to me. It's something a lot of parents have been through, taking their child to A&E, and I'm going to enter it. And, and it won one, and I was really happy. And he's still really, really impressed by the scar on the back of his head.
Oh, it's all fine and all good. Oh, that's so cool, Holly. I love hearing like the story behind that. I think that's super interesting. And I guess the first thing was that only would have happened, that image, if if you'd had the camera with you, which you say you always do. So that's a great thing. What camera do you take around? I never really ask people about cameras, which people might think is funny as a photography thing. But in case people are interested, what's the specific camera do you normally take around with you?
Oh, it's my Nikon ZFC. So I like to use that for my family photography because it's quite small and light, and it's just really easy to use.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And just the way you composed it purposely like that, though. I mean, it's like kind of like street photography and family photography in one. To have that emergency, like so, like visible and with the bandage around your son's head as well. It's just so. Yeah, greatly composed, a great image, and also as you said that though, it's not, as you said yourself, it's not just the good stuff that we should be photographing with our families, with our, and our clients' families as well. It's just as important. And I remember a few months ago, I put an award up on Reportage Family by a different photographer, and it was a child falling over on the steps and things. And there's a lot of controversy about it, and some people saying shouldn't show it and things, but I disagree. I think we should show it. And as someone else said, like, this is really normal. This happens to families all around the world, and we shouldn't shy away from showing this. It's nothing to be ashamed of or anything. People get hurt and stuff, so it normalizes it by showing it to more people.
Absolutely, especially with social media, because people do just tend to show all the best bits, and with these, and it's not always rainbows and sunshine. There are lots of incidents and bruised knees and cuts and things like that, and it's just normal. It's all part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, totally agree. And that's cool. I love that. I just I wouldn't be able to do something like just kind of like lifestyle photography. I wouldn't be able to do that because I just don't have the interest in everyone just looking so great and happy, and like I just like the realness of it. And that's the same with weddings and family. It's all really good. Let's do a few quick fire ones, Holly. Let's,
okay.
Go away. Okay, so if you could advocate for someone to watch just one TV series, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, a TV series.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've watched so many. Me and Patrick watched so many TV series. It's not going to be like a quick fire thing at all because I just can't.
No, that's okay. Anything good recently? I think I'm always looking for a new series or any series to watch. Anything really good recently?
We've watched something recently, and I can't even remember what it was called. I feel like I have a synopsis and read that out to you so you can tell me.
That's funny.
Oh, goodness, what have I watched?
I know mine goes blank though when people ask you this kind of thing.
I feel so silly.
No. Do you know what I'm enjoying watching at the moment? Just it's a series that maybe a lot of people have not seen called Ed. It's a really old series about 20 years ago. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, so good.
I'll stick that on our watch list.
Well, the only thing from it is that because of my music licensing issues, it's not on any streaming service, but someone's put old VHS rips up on YouTube. So you can watch the whole of Ed on YouTube, but it's kind of semi-low quality, but it's definitely watchable. I watch it whilst doing the washing up on the little Echo show. It's really good. Anyway.
Have you not got a dishwasher?
No, that is me. I am the dishwasher.
I'd say that's the same. I was broken. We haven't got around to fixing it yet.
Yeah, that's the same here. Since we moved into the house, it was broken, and we've just not fixed it. So yeah, that's all good. Okay, well, let's go off a TV series, Holly. What's your favourite Disney film instead?
Ooh, Tangled. I think
that's a good one. That is good. Yeah.
I love it. All our sons have always been obsessed with it. I think they like the little chameleon in it. But I love that. I will watch that forever.
Oh yeah, it is a lovely one. It is really nice.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
What is my favorite? I think the original Beauty and the Beast. The original. I love Beauty and the Beast. Beautiful. Anyway, as a kid or a teenager growing up, did you ever have any celebrity crushes?
Patrick always takes the mick out of me for celebrity crushes and who I used to fancy and things, but I can't actually. I'm absolutely rubbish at these, aren't I?
This is so funny. The quick fire round is like the slow fire round. It's all good, Holly. No, it's all good. No, I used to have loads of celebrity crushes when I grew up. Like, Rika Johnson, Jennifer Aniston, big time. But anyway,
I can see why. Yeah, I can't even pinpoint.
No? Is it someone too embarrassing that you just don't want to say live on?
Maybe I'll message you after, Alan.
It's going to be like John Major or something. Or I don't know why he came to mind then. Anyway, let's go. Let's try another one. Let's try another. What annoys you in life, Holly? What annoys you?
Oh gosh. What annoys me in life?
Yeah, or weddings in the industry, anything. Life, wedding industry. What annoys Hollie Mateer?
Do you know what really annoys me? And it's nothing I can have any control over. Is being woken up from being asleep because. And that happens every day. Obviously, I've got children, but sleep is something I absolutely love and haven't had much of it for probably about 6 years now.
Oh yeah, I bet. I'm with you there. I love sleeping. You know, people say not. Oh, sorry. You go.
No, I'm just saying it's great. I feel like I need more of it.
Yeah, it is the best thing, though, isn't it? People say, "Well, I can do that when I'm dead," but you know, you're not sleeping when you're dead, is it? That's just it, I think. Anyway, but that's a bigger discussion there, I guess. But I love sleep, and we go to bed really early. You know, most nights in bed like 9, half 9, and.
Wow. Yeah, no, we go to bed at sort of like 11 midnight because we're always just working, which sounds really sad, doesn't it? But always something to do. Busy during the day with the kids, and as soon as they're in bed, which is kind of a bit of a faff because our youngest Hugo, he's started sleeping in his own room, but he hasn't started sleeping through the night yet. So he puts a bit of a fight, go into bed, and then it's sort of like 8, half 8. And then we've got obviously work to do, emails, inquiries to reply to, editing, and then it's like put on a series in the background. Obviously, I'm not paying much attention to that because I can't even name a series.
Yeah.
And then we go to bed and then wake up early too. I feel like I must sound miserable because, that's the one thing I complain about.
Oh no, I get it. I love sleep. We sometimes have afternoon naps even, which is just bliss.
Alan, I had a nap before this talk.
Oh, did you? Nice, that's good.
Yeah, I booked Hugo into nursery for extra time today so we could do this. But yeah, absolutely, I had an hour's nap before coming on.
Nice, good. That is it. Life is a life goal to be able to nap more. I love it. You know, I used to do it. I don't anymore, but I used to do it for my first couple of years at weddings. You know, I used to like nap for like 20 minutes when they're having the wedding breakfast or something. It was really nice. But then one time I kind of overslept. You know, when you sleep a bit too much, and I didn't miss anything, but I woke up a bit groggy, and it was
yeah.
So I don't do that anymore.
Go for a sleep in the car if it's been a particularly long wedding or you've had to travel far.
Definitely. I guess you guys can always. Oh, actually, yeah. So you can sleep coming back, can't you? Is Patrick driving?
Yeah, I sleep in almost 99% of car journeys, which probably isn't great for Patrick. But I mean, it means he gets to listen to Talk Sport, which otherwise, if I'm awake, I complain about.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But no, yeah, I love sleeping in cars. It's great.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I never can because I'm always driving back on my own, and that would be dangerous. But yeah, I agree. It's good. You must wake up for like a midnight McDonald's though.
Oh, we don't. Yeah, we don't tend to do much McDonald's. I think Burger King's Patrick's favourite.
No, you're joking. No.
I like McDonald's, but we've tried to
Patrick prefers Burger King.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the delete profile button on? Oh no, that's funny. Okay, let's we've gone back to photography. Let's talk about photography again. And at the end of last year, you won a story award with a wedding of a fellow wedding photographer and fellow TIR award winner and previous podcast guest as well. I said that as well. The fab Chelsea Cannar or Cannar. Can you tell us a bit about shooting her wedding? She had quite a unique day, but looks your fab images, and did you feel like any extra pressure shooting for her?
Well, so many people had messaged to ask us about that, about if we felt the pressure photographing the one and only Chelsea Cannar's wedding and Lou. But no, we didn't. I mean, we've met Chelsea a couple of times. We've been speaking for sort of a couple of years, and it was more just excitement. I guess photographing a wedding photographer's wedding is our ideal client because they know our style more than anything, and it's nice just to be chosen purely on that. And it was an amazing day, what they had planned, just the two of them. Obviously, we started at sort of 7 o'clock in the morning, and I think we finished at about 11 o'clock at night.
Wow,
So
nice.
it was a late finish, but it was a long day.
And it was just the four of you in total, was it?
the four of us in total. Yeah, it was really nice.
Had you
We
ever had you ever done? Sorry, no, I was going to say, had you ever done like so much coverage just for a kind of elopement before? Because that's a lot. It's a long time with just two people to photograph, really.
It is. No, we hadn't. I guess a lot of elopements are quite short as well, aren't they?
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it was lovely. I guess we felt like wedding guests with cameras. We had an unlimited supply of champagne.
That's nice.
7 courses of food. Obviously, there's plenty of photos of Chelsea eating food.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, loads of opportunities for that. And it was really, really, really beautiful, and it was just really relaxed. Obviously, we're on this amazing train the carriages designed by Wes Anderson, and it just
really? Wow.
yeah, it suited them just as a couple. It was just beautiful. Obviously, all the elegance, and then we got at the end of the night, we got a taxi to sort of Bow in London, where they had more drinks, bow buns, and karaoke. So that was really fun. I'd stopped drinking because I thought, I need to get some good photos, whereas Patrick continued. He was more involved in the karaoke than I was. But yeah, no, it was great. And we'd do it all over again if we could.
Oh, that's really cool. And they're so good. It's such a great story, such great images. Oh man, yeah, it's so good. And it was also the day of the TIR results, wasn't it? That wedding as well. And
that was amazing. All of us receiving that email while we're photographing Chelsea's wedding. That was funny. And also I caught that moment of her looking through her emails, clicking on that. That was great too.
Yeah, that's so surreal. That's so surreal.
Yeah.
Mad. It's so cool. Yeah, and I will also add people listening now. I will add that story award to the post. So do head to thisreportage.com. It's super great work. It really is. Yeah. What's your karaoke song of choice, by the way?
Oh well, actually, at Chelsea's wedding, I sang the Pokemon theme tune with with Chelsea, but I haven't. I tend to shy away from it, to be honest.
What in general, karaoke?
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably quite like to sing a Dolly Parton song, but I guess we'll see at this 9 Dots gathering whether I've built my confidence enough to try.
Got to make that happen now. It's all on air, and people are going to be getting tickets just to hear Hollie Mateer's rendition of Dolly Parton. That's got to happen now, Hollie. You've totally signed yourself up for that. That is gonna.
I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to have a year of doing things rather than shying away. So we'll go for it.
Okay, good. That is a big fat yes on that. That's cool. That's awesome. As a slightly side note to that, there's Working 9 to 5, obviously a song. Random fact about me, as people are not into it, I'm going to say it now because it just came to my head. I once rewrote the lyrics to that to Working 5 to 9 instead. I was asked by this person was putting together a book about like people having jobs after they've finished their main job and working from 5 to 9. So they asked me to rewrite the lyrics for that to 5 to 9. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to listen to it.
Yeah, I know. It's just I only wrote the lyrics and it's in a book, but yeah.
Right. Just sing it.
Yeah, okay. No, actually, no. I'm saying no. Hollie's saying yes to things. I'm saying no. Oh, that's funny. Okay, Hollie, I wanted to say this. I really like these lines from your website when you're talking about the beginnings of your photography journey, and you say, early on, we learned the less posing and staging we did, the better the moments there were for us to capture. People relaxed around us and funny, poignant and romantic things happened without us needing to intervene or direct proceedings at all. Which obviously I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. So I just wondered, could you tell us more about that? Was it like a conscious decision to remove all elements of posing, or was it something that just kind of happened naturally over time?
Yeah, I guess it started happening naturally, just slowly taking away any elements of posing. I luckily or fortunately I'd never really had the confidence to do any posing myself anyway, so I would never be one to direct a couple or tell them to do anything or look a certain way. So I guess to me naturally it was just letting things happen as they did. And I remember saying to Patrick, look, you want to be this natural documentary photographer, almost all the aspects of the wedding day he was, but still with couple shots. Obviously, people have their expectations of what they want and what a wedding day is with these couple shots. And I said, look, we don't need to enforce romance on these people. We don't need to tell them to kiss or hold hands. or anything like that. And we just stopped doing it. And we told our couples, when you want your photos on your wedding day, just go for a walk. You know, that time between you two, it's actually quite rare on a wedding day, isn't it? Because it's busy, everyone wants to talk to you. So just take 5, 10 minutes just to go for a walk and enjoy each other's company. And that's what we photograph. And that's how we get those natural couple shots. We don't do any, like I say, posing, staging, anything like that. And from there, that was it. Then it was just all purely documentary, and it works really well for us.
Yeah, and you're nailing it. And I mean, obviously, I totally agree. I mean, I do the same thing as well with my couple time stuff, just to let them in just joy, having some time together. Because as you say, they don't see each other much when they get married. And yeah, I just think that's the best way. Otherwise, well, as you say as well, I have to have no confidence in posing people. But then anyway, I think it's more about the photographer when you see all these kind of the same poses that everyone does all the time. It's just, it can be a lot with the photographers just going through these set kind of poses. It's more about them as a photographer than it is the couple, really. So
yeah, I agree.
No, all good. Whilst I'm talking about something on your website, I also wanted to say I like these lines from your site where you say, "I'm a small and quiet presence at weddings, but my images are loud." I think that's so cool, Hollie. I think that is really cool. I just wanted to say that. And I've not got really a question about it. I just wanted to say it's really cool.
Oh, thank you. I think it's nice because it is true. I am sort of quiet and reserved. I guess as the years have gone on, my confidence is starting to rise. So I'm a bit less just hide in bushes. I will say hello to people now and have little conversations. But like I say, yeah, I'm not influencing people or directing them, but the photos I capture are loud and colourful, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm great. And you're absolutely nailing it. I'm similar to you in that way, in that I'm not a loud presence at a wedding day, as well. Apart from the initial hellos and stuff, I'm really, really generally quiet. It's interesting, isn't it? There are lots of different ways of doing it. There are some great documentary photographers out there who are loud and bantery and stuff, and it works for them. But
yeah,
you
absolutely.
can also,
it's just what works for you as a person, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. And also, Hollie, you both won so many things. And I know you're both super knowledgeable and stuff, and I know people love hearing your thoughts. Have you ever thought about doing a workshop at all? Is that going to be, maybe coming up at all?
We have. We're just working out dates and things like that. It'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be announcing that. So that's all exciting.
Oh, that is exciting. Oh, only a couple of weeks away to announce it. That's cool.
Yeah. We've got the ball rolling. It'll be really nice. We've sort of been mentoring some photographers, and actually the most recent round, I think 3 photographers who we've been sort of helping out and talking to had actually won awards in that round. So that was, that's just as exciting as seeing yourself win an award, is seeing these people that you're helping. And yeah, it's really lovely.
Is it going to be up? Can you kind of say whereabouts it's going to be, or is that all still TBA?
Oh, we're looking sort of Manchester.
Cool. Well, no, that's good. That's good. Cool. So people, yeah, and hopefully, if you're listening, I've got to stop saying that. Yeah, but maybe you've heard Patrick on the podcast before as well, and it's just, these two are just so good. So that your workshop is going to be so good, I know. So people hopefully just jump on that as soon as it is announced, and I'll be able to tell TIR members as well. And so yeah, all really cool. Hollie, have you ever made any really memorable mistakes? I like this question.
Oh, a memorable mistake.
Yeah. I don't mean marrying Patrick. I mean, just.
It can't have been a mistake. I did it twice.
You did it twice? Oh, sorry. That's my doorbell. What? Who's got? Oh, sorry. Sorry, Hollie. I just need to quickly check who that is.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. What's that? Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is
everything okay?
Yeah, it was. We're having a whole upstairs done, and it was a delivery of some massive 8 packages of things. I have no idea what they were. And my wife hadn't told me. Sorry, so I was just helping getting.
Have a drink. Have a break.
Yeah, proper out of breath on that. Sorry, that was very. Ooh, right. Yeah. So
I remembered a series that I've been watching.
Oh, good. Okay, that's good. So this time is okay. Well, yeah. Tell.
So do you need to ask that question again, or do I just?
Oh, right. No, that's funny. I'm probably going to keep some of this in anyway. Actually, so yeah. Well, I could just say it again. Oh, I could just say it anyway. Yes, Hollie, have you been watching anything really good recently?
Oh, we recently watched the new Fargo. Have you ever seen any of them?
Oh, I think I've seen the first series or something. Not the one with Ewan McGregor in it. Wasn't he in one of them as well?
I think so. I've loved them all, but there've been quite a big break between them. But this recent one was so good. It was almost as good as the first one, I think. But I definitely recommend that. It's really good.
Oh, okay, I would have to check that out. Yeah, cool. That's always good. I think everyone's always looking for something good to watch. So that's all cool. And you've had a bit of time there with my little break to think about any memorable mistakes that you might have made?
I don't know. I haven't had a mistake at a wedding.
That's good going. That's good going, Hollie.
So far, but again, I haven't been shooting for that long, so I've still got plenty of time to make mistakes. But there was this one wedding that Patrick and I were shooting together, and he ended up with like really bad food poisoning while we were at this wedding. So this was before I'd shot a wedding on my own, and I sort of had to take the reins on it. He was locked away in the portaloos for most of the day.
Oh no, nightmare.
I know, it's from a dodgy scone as well.
Really? Is that even possible?
I know, you'd think I couldn't believe that was what it was from, but that's what I'd eaten. But now I'm worried. Do you say scone or scone?
I was just going to say that, Hollie. Yeah, that sounded very posh to me to say scone. That was I say scone. Yeah.
I think Patrick says scone, but I feel like I don't know. I've just said scone, haven't I?
You have said scone.
Dodgy scone.
Scone and snippety.
Absolutely.
Snippety scone.
Polysaurus. So yeah, he was locked away in the portaloos, and I sort of had to brave this wedding and just shoot it as I could. And I actually got my first This Is Reportage Award at that wedding.
Really, it was it?
Yeah, I don't think you remember it, but it's some children playing limbo in sort of.
Oh, I do. It's black and white, isn't it? I think
black and white one. And I also got my bouquet shot there with the sort of the wide scene of the arms outstretched with a bouquet falling from the sky. I got that at that wedding as well.
Oh wow! So when the pressure was on,
yeah,
proper nailed it. Oh, that's really cool. That's really interesting. And I bet Patrick's going to love that story as well, Patrick. And no scones before weddings now. No scones.
He's learned his lesson. But yeah, thankfully so far I've not made any mistakes or anything gone too wrong.
That's all good. I'm going to touch wood for you as well. It's all good.
Thank you.
And let's start, because you mentioned as well, you do all your editing. Do you have any advice or tips or anything that could help people with their editing or improve their workflow at all? Do you do all yours manually, or do you use any kind of like AI stuff?
No, we do it all manually. I think maybe after lockdown we tried like Imagen.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. But we didn't really stick with any of it. And I just found it much easier just to sit down and go through it myself.
Yeah. Do you do all the culling as well, or does Patrick help with the culling? Or?
Oh yeah, we take turns in that.
Okay. Cool.
Depending when we've got time and which child wants which parent the most, we'll sort of keep swapping about, and get it done as quick as we can. But with editing, I guess paying attention to your crops is a big thing, I would say, because that really helped me. Sort of once you start cropping your photos, you're more drawn in to see what you'd like to photograph, and then that sort of comes across in your actual work when you're at a wedding, when you're photographing, and how to frame it in camera rather than just doing it in the post-production.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's something I would say, really.
I think that's such a big deal. Cropping in overall, I mean, as you're saying there, it helps you learn then what to actually be framing purposefully as well. But also the power of cropping as it is can add, can be so much. I don't look at everything that gets submitted to Reportage, but obviously I look at a lot each time. I just think so many images could just so benefit from a crop. They really could.
Absolutely. And obviously I've judged quite a few photography competitions. And when you're going through, you do just think, oh, this photograph could be so much more had you just paid attention to how you framed it and cropped it.
Totally. I think that is a big, massive deal, actually, if anyone's looking for this one little thing. I think cropping. Crop your work more. Yeah, definitely.
Cropping more crop.
Hollie, this has been, sorry for my very unprofessional little break there, and I don't know how much people would have actually heard, because I will be editing this afterwards, actually. Anyway, but it's been so much fun talking to you. Looking down, it's been an hour and 10 already, although 5 minutes of that was probably me lugging these heavy things in. Sorry about that. But it's been so much fun. I really enjoyed talking to you. I hope you've enjoyed it too. It's not been too scary.
Oh, no, it's been so lovely. Honestly, a few photographers had said before coming on here, I'd let them know that I was doing this podcast. And they said, honestly, Alan will make it so easy.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, it was so lovely to hear that. And it did put me at ease. And I'm sorry I waffled at all. But, it's been so lovely to come on and chat to you. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. You've been so good. Really fab. I've got time for, should we do one more question?
Oh, yeah, you can go for it.
Okay.
Whether we have to answer it or not, but
okay, let's see. I've already done the do you eat the canapes one, so I'm not going to end it on that, which I used to like to do. But let's end it on let's end it on a bit of a looking towards the future one, Holly. Do you think about the future and whether you'll still be shooting weddings and families in like 10 years time? Do you think like that?
Oh, yeah, I think I will be doing, because obviously in 10 years' time, I'll still be younger than what Patrick is now.
Boom, nice.
Yeah, I've still got plenty of life left in me. Hopefully we'll be shooting less weddings and just, having more time to put into the ones we're photographing, traveling the world a bit more. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I think we've previously discussed saying it'd be nice to have a wedding venue one day in the future, which would be lovely.
Really? That's exciting.
Designed by wedding photographers, because so many of them aren't designed with the thought of having people photographed in these buildings, are they? So we'd like to do that, I think. That's exciting prospect. And yeah. you could probably put yourself on the recommended photographer list. Absolutely, I'd hope so. Much to be on there. Oh, that would be really exciting. That's really cool. And anyway, I talk about 10 years time. You're at least contracted to shoot a wedding in almost that in 2026. That's almost 10 years away. So yeah, it seems so far away, doesn't it? But I'm sure it'll fly by. These past few years have. Yeah, it does get as you get older, Holly. And I mean, you're still in you're about 19 or something, aren't you? So it's when you get to my ripe old age, Holly, they fly by. But yeah. Awesome. Holly, thank you so much for chatting to me. Hope your season goes well this year. And I really look forward to your talk and your Dolly Parton singing in November. And yeah, all the best. Thank you so much for chatting to me. You're awesome. Oh, thank you. See you later. Bye. You've been listening to the 138th episode of the This Is Reportage podcast. Holly was just so lovely to talk to. Hope you enjoyed listening. Head to thisisreportage.com for a link through to her website to see the 2 individual awards she spoke about and the story award she won for Chelsea's wedding too. You can also listen to her talented husband and all-round lovely man, Patrick Mateer, on episode 82 of the podcast. We now have 138 episodes of the podcast available, where we speak to wedding and family photographers from all over the world. If you like this episode, delve into our back catalogue for lots more. If you're not a member of This Reportage or This Reportage family, check out all the benefits of joining us, including an unlimited number of images on your profile, 60 individual award and 18 story award entries per year, invites to our physical meetups and parties, exclusive discounts, hours of educational videos featuring tips and advice from some of the world's best photographers, and much more. Entries are open for our next round of awards. The deadline is the same for both sites. Submit by 23:59 GMT on the 24th of March 2024. No poses, nothing staged. This is Reportage. And this is bye for now.